questions in English, 5 minutes on the clock, and a native speaking English teacher. Welcome to 5 Minute Friday. Hello and welcome to 5 Minute Friday. My name is Chris and I am a native speaking English teacher. I have many questions from you that I've put into this bag and I have 5 minutes on my timer. Let's start 5 Minute Friday with the first question. And the first question is, why do you teach English to French people? Good question. I teach English to French people because I am a teacher and because I live in France. So naturally, I teach French people. But when I first moved to France, I lived in Strasbourg for 3 years and I had French students, but I also had people from Germany. I had 3 or 4 students from Poland. I had more international students when I lived in Strasbourg. Now I live in the south of France and I only have French students. And I created this YouTube channel for French speaking students because I didn't see enough lessons on YouTube for French speaking people. And what I did see, they weren't by native English speakers. So there were some mistakes and there were some accent problems. And I thought, I'll create my channel. So that is why I teach English to French people. I definitely don't teach French. My accent is not very good. But yes, and yeah, I love teaching English to French people. Hello to all my real life students that follow this channel. And of course, everybody else, all my subscribers on this channel. Next question. What is the most difficult accent in English to understand? I would say, as a native English speaker, the most difficult is probably Scottish. Scottish can be a very difficult accent to understand. Irish can also be quite difficult, depending on what region the person comes from. Many of my students, though, they have difficulties with some American accents. Accents from not New York, not from California, more from Texas, places like this where, country places, they have quite a strong accent. So yes, that's where some of my students have troubles with, but me personally, Scottish is probably the most difficult. But that was a good question, thank you. Let's move on to the next question. And the next question is, do I say I have 3 sisters and 1 brother, or I have got 3 sisters and 1 brother? That's a great question. The verb to get is often used in English when we're talking about our family. I have got 3 brothers, I have got 2 sisters, etc., etc. And the verb to get is used just for a little bit more emphasis. It makes it a little bit stronger, what you are saying. Both are 100% correct. I can't remember what you said. I have 3 sisters and 1 brother. Perfect English, no problem at all. I have got 3 sisters and 1 brother. Also perfect English. When, let's say for example, I'm talking to somebody that I've never met before and I say, do you have any brothers or sisters? And the person says, yes, I have 1 sister. And then I say, I have got 3 sisters. I'm just putting a little bit more emphasis on my sentence, just making that a little bit stronger. But I could have said, I have 3 sisters. Both are 100% correct. Often the verb to get is not necessary in English. Often we can take it out of the sentence and it's still a perfect sentence. So when it's used with have, we don't really need it. I have got 20 friends. I've got 20 friends. I have 20 friends. It's a perfect sentence without the get. It's just to really put that emphasis in there. And it is often used with native speakers. But if you're not comfortable with it, don't use it. Just say have. I have. Also, the verb to get is what we call a phrasal verb. It's often used with another verb. Something like to get on. I get on the bus. Get along. To get along. Oops, there's my timer. I'll just stop my timer. To get along is another very common one. I don't know if you've heard that before. I get along really well with my mother-in-law. Hello, Lena. I get along really well with my mother-in-law. To get along, I have a good relationship with her. I get along, okay? There are many, many phrasal verbs using get. Many. To get by. Another one, to get by. In fact, I remember doing a list of these phrasal verbs with get quite a long time ago. It was with my Zero to Hero series, and it was with the advanced lesson. I'll put a link into the description. I remember I made a PDF about this with many of the different get phrasal verbs, which might help you. Unfortunately, that is the end of our 5-Minute Friday for today. Thank you, everybody, for your questions. If you have questions for me for next 5-Minute Friday, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below. See you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.